It's Joseph R. Wheeler III, artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Let's ride. Got a few topics for y'all, some chit chat, as we do here on the ONYXCON Network, 501c3 nonprofit arts and creative lifestyle organization, supporting the best art life. That's what we about. You know what I'm saying? Your best creative existence, awareness, appreciation. We dropped some major videos in the last couple of days, and I learned something as a YouTuber. I'm gonna make this next couple of statements, especially for my YouTubers and for people who enjoy it, so y'all can get some perspective on what it is to be a YouTuber and to do what we do and to go through what we go through to put out all this amazing content for you, okay? First and foremost, monetization on YouTube works technically two main ways. Once you get 1,000 subscribers, thank you so much for all of my monetization nation. That's each and every last one of y'all who have become subscribers. And you who are watching now who can become another subscriber and join this union, okay? This supportive union for this nonprofit. Appreciate you. Go ahead and hit that button right now. Put that thumbs up on the video too. Share, like, comment respectfully, because only subscribers can comment, okay? So yeah, like 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours. The 1 and the 4, the 1,000 and the 4,000. We are so close to 3,000. Once you get to 3,000, when I'm live like this, you can get what they call super chats and all that. So when you see somebody live and somebody makes a comment and you see the little thing pop up on the screen, say so-and-so gave 20 bucks, so-and-so gave $100. Oh my gosh, wow. You know what I'm saying? That's what we aiming for on that side of life. But in the meantime, between time, we're making all of what's gonna make that possible someday so that ONYXCON has that secure budget, has that monetization, has that support, reliable support, monthly support from the AdSense program. When you reach that 4,000 watch hours, you already get ads on your content. They put stuff on your stuff whether they pay you or not. Yeah. Not my favorite thing about the process, but it is the way it is. That's just, they getting theirs whether you getting yours or not, right? But once you reach the 4,000, and if you play by all the rules and you keep playing by the rules, you posting regularly, and none of your content has any community restrictions, copyright, too many copyright flags. Because here's the thing I realized, this is what I'm getting at. Copyright flag, man. It don't make sense, but it damn sure happens. Thank you for the thumbs up, appreciate it. It don't make sense, but it sure as hell happens. So copyright flagging on here. I posted 2 videos, right? As of last Friday because of the release of Ice Cube's new album, Man Down. Did a reaction to that. Shout out to Cube for that album, it's really dope. And then I did one for GNX, Kendrick Lamar. The Kendrick Lamar one is 19 tracks. Well, no, I'm sorry. The Cube one is 19 tracks. Kendrick Lamar has 12. The Kendrick Lamar one got flagged. It's a shorter video. And I did the exact same process on each one. I played no more than about like 10 seconds of each song, right? And if I went over that a little bit, let's just say I did it on both of them. Whatever I could have done, you know, by going over a little bit, I probably did it on both of them because I was giving examples of stuff as I'm talking through it. And I get flagged for the Kendrick joint. What the hell? How you gonna flag me? How you gonna flag me for one but not flag me for the other one? You know what I'm saying? Like when the other one's longer, like I swear it's longer, has more stuff, more songs, more stuff I'm talking about. And like what I do is I've got my technique down. I start playing it and I give you the first, like I say, 10 seconds, or not even 10 seconds of the song. I give you like 3 or 5 seconds, then I skip forward and you see me, it's a raw edit. It's not like a real fancy editing process on purpose. I tell people that during the video because I want you to feel like, you know, we going through this thing together. So check it out with me, you know what I mean? Give it a little bit more of a realistic feel like, yo, check this out, man. Look at my phone, watch this. Listen to this. Is that not hidden? It's hidden, right? You know, that kind of thing, right? So I'm going through it and I'll skip forward, play a little bit, but all together, if you add up all the seconds, it's probably no more than 12 seconds, if that, of each song. And then I start talking, and I drop the volume down. I'll repeat what I just played, drop the volume down, talk over that. So it's muffled. So I know when it's at a certain level, when it's not clear and you're talking over something, that doesn't register to the algorithm. So to get flagged on this, and I did this on both, I'm just like, this some bull right here. This some bull, right? I'm thinking maybe because Cube, you know, being in the biz longer, more connections, whatever his paperwork looks like on how he contracts his YouTube stuff, maybe, this is my guess. This is what I'm about to say right now, has nothing to do with actual fact, just an assumption based on things I've been through in the entertainment biz myself and what I know about how contracts and stuff can work. He might have enough clout that, like, you know, a lot of times, sometimes you'll get flagged on some stuff, but not on others, right? So I think what happens is the companies will give leeway. Like if you're a YouTuber, you'll see sometimes you've been flagged copyright, but when you look at it and say, this has no bearing on your ability to monetize this video, you can still monetize it. The original artist allows their stuff to be shared on YouTube. You're like, okay. And the worst one is when it does it on stuff that's like, you get it from iMovie, you know, the free tracks that they offer you. You using that and you're like, this is, you know, this is open usage. What the hell am I even seeing any flag for? Like, but they still, it's almost like they're letting you know somebody did make this. Like, hello, I mean, any human being of adult age understands that this is someone's creation. And plus, I'm an artist, so I always respect that. You know what I mean? Like, it's so stupid. And then they'll, you know, list it or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, that's all I want to credit the artist. I'm cool with that. I got no problem with that. I'm an artist. I always want to credit my artist. So anyway, so that got flagged, and that really pissed me off, quite frankly. Not hard, but just, you know, just annoying. Oh, hell, because I done put on, I mean, I was working on these videos, y'all. Like, really a day and a half of pretty much editing and process of the voiceovers and all that. It's a lot of work. Like, that's why I don't mind the work. I'm here for the work, but you got to budget it with the rest of life. You know what I mean? And I'm learning as a YouTuber, like, when I do videos, because when you look at your numbers, all right, you do mainstream videos that are going to be in your feed. Those will get you money later on. I know this for a fact, because you get more views on those over time. But your shorts and stuff are really what kill the game. Everybody say, do shorts, do shorts, do shorts. And they tell you, do shorts, do shorts, do shorts. And you're like, God damn. So I do shorts, but sometimes I get bored with doing shorts. I'm just like, man, it's just a minute, and I'm not going to be able to express my thoughts on a whole damn album in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I do these videos. And when I do these videos, like I said, you run the risk if you're dealing with copywritten material, but everything's copywritten material. So if you're doing any kind of review, any kind of preview, you run the risk, you know? It comes with the territory. It is what it is. And it's quite annoying, but this is it. This is what it really is out here. So I'm sharing that for all my other fellow YouTubers that might be not to the stage I'm at, or even you've been there and you know how it goes, and you're just like, man, just a little vent between all of us creatives and the audience, just to let y'all know what we go through, so y'all don't take this for granted. So like when people keep saying, yo, subscribe, like, appreciate, it's not a game. Like, you subscribing is the greatest thing you can do, because for those videos where you get those flags, can't monetize them. They'll put ads on that. If I got 1 million views on my review, I can't monetize that because of this silly mess they do, right? And I'm helping these artists sell their music. I'm promoting it, quite frankly. That's what everybody's video in reaction or review, whatever you want to call it, is doing. We're literally selling the product for the company, and they know that. They know that. But it's so ridiculous to penalize the public, and we the ones who buy the music. We the ones who support the music. Every time I press play on the Cube album or the Kendrick album, that's just like me downloading the album from Spotify and all those other things. Like, they mention all that other stuff because they know people got different preferences of how they want to listen to stuff. But the truth is, whether you're doing it on YouTube, over there, whatever, there may be different percentages that the artists get. But they get something. They got that worked out. That's their money. They gonna get theirs. You know what I'm saying? And we helping the bottom line every time we listen. So, hell, I know for myself, I went through each of them albums at least 10 times in just the editing process. You know what I'm saying? So like, how many clicks is that? You know, like can we get some love to the YouTubers? I think there just needs to be a whole new law that I know is not going to happen, but this is just my creative mind speaking for the people. There needs to be a new law that is passed that's like, look, anything in social media spaces as far as music or movies or anything that could be promotional in a personal review, organized business review, whatever. It don't matter if it's a big company or one individual in their bedroom with a doggone ring light on. We are all hitting the bottom line. I saw a young lady, I wish I knew her name off the top of my head to give her some shout out, but I think I reposted it at ONYXCON on Instagram. If you're not following us on Instagram, do it over there too. We got multiple pages on Instagram, by the way. And if you do follow, make sure you subscribe for 99 cents a month. That's the other thing we're trying to get, is subscribers on our Instagram for 99 cents a month, which adds up to $11.88 a year, which ain't nothing for anybody who really got it. Now, if you out here in the struggle for real, I respect that. Y'all the ones I always say, everybody got to give thumb love. If you watching, yo, like the video. If you watching, give a cool comment. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? Because if you speak up on some bot crazy, you know, troll type ish, you done. We don't do timeout. We digitally blow your bits. You feel me? We ain't playing. We are not playing. We got no time for the nonsense. We putting in too much work. We expected too much in return. Too much return on invested time. So we want some support, man. We want some real support. We don't want that fickle, not really there, not really for the cause, you know. So just make sure you do right by us. And we're going to keep giving you the content. You can bet that. You can bet. We're going to keep being here, dropping something. If you like cute stuff, I know I do. Cute stuff is, let me tell you something. I might start doing it as an official, I might create an official logo, ONYXCON, cute stuff, vitamin C. Vitamin C, because that's what I call it. I created this phrase a long time ago. If anybody else bites it, they stole it from me, because I've been the one saying it. I ain't heard nobody else saying this. I say, if you had your vitamin C today, vitamin C for cute, because everybody should love cute stuff, and most people do. Cute stuff warm your heart, keep you healthy, calm you down, relax you in a crazy world. Look at something cute every day. You got cute kids, I hope you're watching your kids. You should be watching them, taking care of them right. You got beautiful little cute animals around you and stuff, doggies and cats and whatever else, whatever you consider cute. You into reptiles, cool, whatever. You got your lizards, your snakes, whatever's cute to you, right? Keep some cute in your life. Fellas, you got a cute lady? Go hug her right now, kiss her on the cheek. She said, what the hell you doing? Joseph, ONYXCON, he told me, hey, he helping us with mental health. He said, make sure you go kiss the closest person you got in your life that you think is cute, that would allow you to kiss them. Now, don't be running up nobody you don't know and get kissed and get knocked the hell out. All right, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You ain't got no right putting your nasty ass fluids on nobody else without permission. All right? Now, if they wanted to kiss, slob them down right now. Tell them, this is my vitamin C for today. I needed some cute. Go do it right now. I'm telling you, go do it. It's gonna make you feel better. And get a hug too. When you they say every day, I forget scientifically, they say how many hugs we supposed to get. Go get you a hug. Whoever you know you can hug. Key words, whoever you know you can. C-A-N is the main word. Can hug. Don't be running up on those strangers and get knocked out. And talking about the man on the ONYXCON channel told me to do this, and you too special to control yourself and you got your ass beat today. Don't do that, all right? Don't go do that. Don't do that. Now, the video I just posted, and this is always sentimental to me because one of my biggest videos ever for ONYXCON outdoors worldwide, anything I do related to the rest of nature, and I say the rest because we are mammals too. Oh, you didn't know you was a mammal. That's a little checkup for your neck up, because some of y'all need it. Y'all get on your high horse thinking human is something outside the box. No, asshole. You in here with the rest of us. We all a bunch of mammals. Evolved mammals. That's all it is. Anyway, there was a video I did with a squirrel crossing the street in a rich neighborhood. And it literally was that. That's all it was. It was just the squirrel was crossed, but he was doing it so lazy. He was just lax and didn't care, lackadaisy. He's like, man, you wait on me, man. I'm gonna get across this street on my own damn time. I wish you would hit me. I'm a rich squirrel. That was his whole tool. It was hilarious. And the worst part is when he got across the street in the driveway, he turned around and looked at me. If you ever seen how squirrels, when they jerk around, and he walked over awesome. When we got in the driveway, he looked like, yeah, and like I said, oh my gosh, the video blew up. The video blew up. Went minor viral. I say minor in the sense of I know other folk out here doing, you know, million, that's true viral, or hundreds of thousands. Okay, we ain't there yet. Even tens of thousands, we ain't there yet. We got some though. Now we got some 10,000, and this is what my point is. That video went, I think, 11,000. I think to date, it is still my highest grossing video in terms of views. I think it's like 11.2 or 3 or 4. So I don't forget. I gotta look back. I gotta go in the YouTube studio and pull it up again just to get a laugh. I get a grin every time I look at it, because it was just shot on a dime. It was literally just, that's how the best moments are. I just be walking by and I see something, I'm like, that's perfect. Just that moment right now. Get my phone. Get ready. This is the moment. I don't even be caring if nobody else gonna appreciate it. And that'd be the ones though. It's something about it was funny or cool or interesting to me. And it speaks to that part of life that is part of this art life. Because it's creative, it's in the moment. It's the, you know, I'm capturing it with the camera. I'm the photographer, I'm the videographer, I'm the filmmaker. And so I did another one with a squirrel, right? I got a lot of squirrel videos, at least 5, 6, maybe 10 on this channel. But this was just a squirrel eating a nut, and he's real fat. It's a nice, cute, fat, healthy, signature edition. This is a Georgia, Atlanta metro area squirrel, because, you know, different regions, they can look a little bit different, but for the most part, we got 2 types of squirrels in Georgia. We got, well, you know, if you're a hunter and you know the terms down south, they say cat squirrels and fox squirrels. Cat squirrel is the smaller, regular, everyday, you see them everywhere squirrels. Fox squirrel is big as your small lap dog. Them some big ass squirrels. They big and they beautiful. They got a beautiful black muzzle. Not even muzzle, their whole face is usually typically black. They can have a variation on that, but mostly the head will be like black and it's silver, black and silver. Look like the Raider squirrel, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Shout out, it's the Raider squirrel. But yeah, they're beautiful. And they're rarer and rarer. I've seen more coming back into areas they weren't for years because their population got decimated because of, I wonder why. And before somebody say, because you said hunting, no, it's not because of hunters. Hunters who regulate and do it by the law are not the problem. It's logging and all this other shit that happens and tear down the environment. Squirrels can't live without a tree. They put their nests in trees, you know what I'm saying? So if you clear a whole area and try to justify, well, we're gonna build this plant, we're gonna build this subdivision, we're gonna build it. I always say there's enough places. I'm not completely against clearing land, but like in my own passion for having a certain type of home situation years from now, or hopefully soon, I'm big on like use some land that's already clear. Get you some farmland. You know, we don't need to be clearing more trees. If anything, try to build your house away from the trees so that if the trees ever fall, they don't fall on your house. This ain't the old days where your house need to be up under a tree because you're trying to insulate it from the sun and then hot air. We got all kind of new technology, windows and doors. Yours can doing, but yeah, that's a whole nother topic. But anyway, so the fox squirrels, they struggle with the environmental issues mostly, but they're coming back a little bit. So anyway, this was a regular squirrel, common ones. He just chilling on this log, and he was eating a nut, eating an acorn. But the funny thing that made me notice him was the sound. His teeth against the nut was the most funny little sound, because I kept hearing, I'm walking, I was, you know, just doing a trail walk, and I kept hearing, I was like, what the hell is making that noise, right? And I look over and he ain't moving. And typically squirrels, if they get noticed, they gone. They like, oh, now he done noticed me. They go to run. He didn't care. He was within less than 10 feet away, not even, maybe just 8 feet away from me. And homie was like, I'm not moving. I'm just turning my squirrel and munching. Cutest mess ever. So I was like, it's simple, but it's cute. And I thought back to my last squirrel video. I said, this gonna go viral. Y'all gonna help it go viral. Go over there and watch that when you get off here. It's the latest short. You're gonna love it. It's a 1 minute of your day, gonna put a smile on your face, give you some vitamin C. Some C for cute, okay? You need some cute in your life. Make you feel good. Warm your soul, warm your spirit as we come up on Turkey Day. What y'all doing for Turkey Day? Notice I didn't call it Thanksgiving. No. We're not gonna celebrate the colonization of the nation and the whole lie about what really happened. We ain't gonna do that. I sometimes say Thanksgiving just out of habit, but I don't really believe in the concept because I know it's bullshit. Okay, we dealing with, I just say Turkey Day because I do like turkey, and we're gonna eat turkey more than likely. So I eat turkey all year long, ground turkey like a mug. But that'd be the special true cooked bird day. So, and Christmas, and sometimes Easter. If you're from Atlanta like I'm from, that's how folk cook, traditionally. A lot of black homes, that's how it go. I can't speak for nobody else, I just know that's how we did. That's why you don't say for the culture, you say for the cultures, plural. Include everybody's possibility. Don't be like, you know how we do, we all do the same thing. No, we do not. No, we do not. We do not do the same thing. You do what you do, I do what I do, and some of it might intersect, and where it don't, it just don't. Please believe it. Individualism, we support that. We support that here. I say we got 3 looking and 2 thumbs up. Something wrong with that, man. That means somebody enjoying the show for free. Somebody need to slide their finger over that thumb button and press. That's what they need to do right now. You'd be amazed how good it makes you feel when you know you're supporting something real. Go ahead, hit that button right now. Oh, there they go. All you gotta do is talk about them. They dip. They scared of the truth. They be, oh, you noticed me. Yeah, sucker. Yeah, you punk ass mother. Yes, I noticed your old body ass. Your old body ass mother. 3 looking and okay. Now we right. 3 and 3. That's ONYXCON support. That's what we talking about. Whenever I see eyes, I should see thumbs. The equivalent every time. All right. Hold tight for me, y'all. Hold tight. While y'all waiting on me, go watch that video, that little short I was talking about. All righty now. What's up, fam? Did y'all see the squirrel? Did y'all go see the squirrel? The only way you can answer me is if you're a subscriber, and you would have had to have been on here for a minute. And we back. So, topics. So I was talking about the Kendrick Lamar and the Ice Cube joint, which everybody online is riding the wave of right now. If you're into music, if you love hip hop and everything, and it's still both of them are still growing on me. I've been listening to the Kendrick more than the Ice Cube, in all honesty, but I still love the Ice Cube joint for many reasons. I got a playlist, by the way, of what I picked out to be my favorites. With the Kendrick one, I pretty much just put the whole album. Like, I got all my favorite ones off the Cube album first, including a sample that's used on one of my favorite tracks. I put in video for Cameo. Your love, that's my joint. Persuade me with your love, baby. If you know, you know, right? If you know, you know. If you about my age, you laughing and you feeling me. But nah, I did. As soon as I heard that track, I said, okay, yeah, I gotta educate them at the same time, because that's what we do. We do edutainment. So if I find more samples that I can put between on that playlist, I will, so that y'all know where the music came from. When DJs do that, when they play back to back, like, here's the track you love, here's where it came from. Like on Rock the Bells Radio, LL Cool J's Sirius FM station, my man whatchamacallit, Greg Nice, it's typically him, but then sometimes another guest DJ, and they'll decipher, break down albums and share certain songs, and again, sometimes it's multiple songs. They'll say, look how many people sampled this one song, and they'll let you hear all the different parts, and specifically the part that was used by the DJ, and then he'll on the spot mix it the way that DJ did it to make that classic hip-hop track. Very important information to teach these youth where stuff comes from, because some of these kids just think this stuff just fell out the sky, or that they favorite young artists invented any damn thing. We're to a point in history now, after 50 years of hip-hop, the young artists are biting the folk from my generation who bit the original person from our father or grandparents' generation. But the difference is, we knew that. We knew this was coming from jazz. Okay, we knew this was from a blues song. We knew this was from an R&B song. We knew all of that. We were never in denial about that. We appreciated that. And we grew up on those songs. Our parents made us listen to everything in the car with them. They might be like, put on your stuff too, or if it came on the radio, I mean, even if they didn't like it, they'd let you hear a little bit, whatever, but they didn't make it like, they didn't give us room to think this stuff just fell out the sky. We had to know, James Brown is the rhythm that you hear now on that Public Enemy track, and that NWA track, and that everybody you can think of used so many of the legends. That's how it goes. That's the rhythm of black music in this diaspora, and it's super important that everybody in the world respect and understand that, for the impact that this music has had, culturally, universally. So yeah. So we're gonna do that for you. But I've been listening to that Kendrick joint, and as much as I love it, I want to start by saying I do love both albums for different reasons, Cube and the Ice Cube joint. But the Kendrick one, the one thing that's bothering me about where Kendrick is in his career and where he is musically, and I might do a separate video just to talk about this, because I know I'm not the only one who notices this. I wouldn't be surprised if only people my age notice this or care, because the younger you are, y'all just don't care. Y'all don't care. I've learned that the difference in youth and age is the gap is real. It's like mentally, what's important to you at a certain age, just you can't even understand why older people are concerned with certain things that we get concerned with. It just don't even register in your little brain. You cannot understand why we are overly concerned about certain things, because you ain't lived enough yet to understand. Life is what people say, experience is the greatest teacher. It's real. Only experience is going to get you to the point where you really respect what your elders were talking about. It's good if you already have respect when you don't understand, but you just, genuinely give, humble, like, I may not have to understand that right now, but I'm gonna give respect to the OGs. I'm gonna give respect to my elders. I'm gonna just, whatever they saying, even if I don't understand, it's like, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. Period. Always come with that. And that'll keep you alive long enough to understand what we talking about. Because when it come, man, you're gonna be thanking us. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh. Oh my God, man, this is what they was talking about. Yo, thank you. Thank you for seeing that before it came to me, you know what I mean? Maybe you don't, but yeah. So the thing, that one song, there's a lot of songs that get me in my head emotionally on that Kendrick joint, because he's an emotional artist. People are so lost in Kendrick's battle rhymes, that a lot of times people ignore the stuff where he's getting sentimental, or they'll listen to it, but they don't listen to that as much. I'm just the opposite. I like the more sentimental stuff because it's where he gets honest with himself. He gets introspective. He starts talking about, what made him want to get in battle mode in the first place, if somebody he feels insulted him or whatever. I like that. I like when he's being that honest with his audience. And that's the kind of mental health people are always using it like it's just a damn hashtag. People say things now for trend. It's like if enough people say it, then they just say it, but they don't really understand or live by the words. It's like you're saying mental health, but then you're still acting a freaking crazy fool. Like, no. If you're serious about your mental health, you're doing things to avoid going crazy. Like, that's the whole damn point, right? So when bruh is up here saying, you know, how he felt about being insulted for the Super Bowl when he got it, and only Nas appreciated him and shouted him out, gave him respect, and, you know, hit him up to congratulate him. And then all these people he admired and probably knew longer than he knew him haven't said anything. Or he talked about the Snoop moment, which I like the fact that, you know, again, older energy. As wacky and young-spirited as Snoop can be, he's still older. So for him to come back the way he did, I really respected that. He didn't turn it into no, you know, everything got to be a gangster moment. Like, no, he was like, oh, yeah, like, you right, Kendrick. Yeah, man, I was tripping. Talking about, you know, when he had played the Drake track during the middle of the battle or something and spoke on it, and everybody got all fired up and whatever, right? But if you've heard or seen, Snoop also came back, apologized, like, yo, no, man, I ain't mean nothing. You right. What you said in the lyric, it was the edibles. Like, yeah, as high as Snoop be getting, he ain't know what he was doing or saying probably, and forgot all about it the next damn day. Somebody tell him he did what on live? I did what? He don't even remember he did it, which is, you know, this is why I don't smoke that stuff. Okay, I don't use it. Just, boy, I swear. But anyway, you know, so he went there with it and he broke it down, right? Then there was other things, the whole thing with Wayne, and everybody's saying, you know, more people are pushing for another fight because they are so beef hungry. They just want to see him and Drake go at it. Like, people are obsessed with the idea of a fight, not really what a fight is. Like, they don't really deal with the reality of circumstances. They just want what they consider the excitement of the throwing of the blows. Now, in the history of hip-hop as a music, this has always been there. It's always been a part of it, yes. But if truth be told, though it was always there, it was not. What the biggest misconception that I've always noticed is in the absolute inception of hip-hop as a music, because there's other elements of hip-hop, but the music, right? It did not start technically, just the music. The music did not start from fights. It actually was designed to stop fights. It was designed to keep people from fighting. It was created to give people in poverty, in dysfunctional environments, in oppression, an outlet, a place to express themselves and have joy in the midst of misery. In New York City in the late 70s, there was a lot of misery for blacks and Latinos. And even poor whites that were part of the culture too. Just everybody who was part of it. You always got to start from the core. Black, Latino, and then everybody else, because that is the order in many ways of how things flourished, especially with the music. Now, when you get into other elements, yeah, you got to give more credit where credit is due on some of the other groups. Like, Latinos have to be acknowledged when you start speaking about breakdancing and graffiti. Then it gets into a real melting pot of everybody included, pretty much, which everybody always was, but I'm saying the percentages change. But when you talk about the music, the forefounders, the true forefathers and foremothers of hip-hop, we talking about straight up black folk, mostly with Caribbean and folk who've been here forever, generations deep, from the South that moved to the North, black folk. That's what it is. And so all these people were looking for a way to express themselves at all times, as we all as human beings do in every type of life. But when there's oppression and depression, and people want some joy, man. They're trying to look for where the party at, what's gonna make me feel good, what's gonna put a smile on my face. And that was the purpose, that was the energy in the music. That was the way people expressed themselves. All of the first hip hop tracks, all of the first hip hop tracks were party tracks. Everything that was first put on wax, Sugar Hill Gang Forward, was party. Curtis Blow, party. None of it beef records. There wasn't no damn, it ain't like the first hip hop track that ever was made was about somebody having a damn beef. So what cracks me up is when people, because beef did become a bigger part of the culture over time, on purpose, orchestrated by the media, and by systematic elements that want to continue to oppress and continue to promote the prison industrial complex. This is a real phrase. This is a real phrase. If you don't know about it, look it up. Because some of y'all are going to be new to this. I always know that, even though I think my audience is right there with me. Yeah, everybody's on different levels of understanding and awareness. Some people, and then I got an international audience too, so some of y'all never heard these terms. Look it up. If you want to be on tune with what's really happening and what did happen, you got to go back. You got to go back. You got to get the past to move forward into the future. That's called Sankofa. The Adinkra symbol and the phrase. Go back and fetch it. You got to know your past to move forward into your future. Sankofa. Shout out to Ghana. Shout out to the Ashanti. Shout out to the Akan. Huh? Okay. Class is in session. So I'm saying, in the beginning, it was never, hip-hop was never as a music about beef. Beef has become the byproduct of all the continued oppressive measures to keep you up, we don't want you at the top. We don't want you to see the power of what you got now. If this thing is this powerful as an art form, we got to create some kind of doldrum about it. Because if we don't, man, this thing could literally uplift not only the people who created it, but the whole world who loves it will start like, man, funk or beef. And it wouldn't be the first thing people think of when you say hip hop. It wouldn't be gangster this, gangster that, rapper beef. That wouldn't be the first thing people think of when you say hip hop or rap. But nowadays it is. That's literally like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's what you listen to in the club, but what they talking about, man? Somebody drugging, drinking, banging and slanging. I mean, it's like, that's the first thing that come to mind. And all of that came out of the late 80s forward. Because in the late 80s, once the U.S., certain factions, see how I'm wording this, views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of ONYXCON's affiliates, associates, sponsors, etc. You know the drill. But everything I'm saying is the truth, so look it up. All right? What you think the whole damn show, Snowfall, was based on? And I'm not like a fan of Snowfall. Much respect to the late great. Much respect to the late great, okay? Absolutely. Forever and a day for his vision. John Singleton is an absolute genius. And I just wish he had lived. I don't even think the show would have been what it was had he lived. It was his show. He started it. He created it. I don't think it would have been. I mean, I never watched all of Snowfall, so I'm not speaking from a complete perspective of yay or nay, but I just know what I saw with the first couple of episodes. It didn't hook me, and I didn't want to necessarily watch a whole season of the development of crack in Los Angeles. There's enough other shows always about the downfall of black communities falling into drug trades. And I'm not saying I haven't enjoyed shows that are about that topic. Like especially the first 4 seasons of Power, yeah, I watched it. The first 2 to 3 seasons of Power, I was really into it because it was just great acting. I didn't really like what the characters were doing. I hated what the main characters were about. I didn't like what Ghost was about. But I like Omari Hardwick as an actor, and as a fellow actor, I supported the show for that reason. Him and everybody else, they were such great actors. Joseph, whatchamacallit, you know what I'm saying, that plays Tommy. I always remember Joseph because I'm a Joseph, so, and I've worked with him on set. I've been on Ozark, another gangster show, but I was in a scene with quote unquote Tommy, you know what I'm saying, the actor who plays Tommy. But I'm saying, And I've seen how good an actor he is in person. He's amazing. Hilarious too. Big personality. But but so like, I like gangster shows and movies depending on what the angle is. What is the lesson that's being shown? What's the behind the scenes? Like what dirt is being thrown on who? If the whole thing is just to make it like a whole bunch of poor people decided to just start dealing drugs to try and get a better life, I don't want to see that's bullshit. But if you're gonna show that no, a bunch of rich people dump drugs in a poor neighborhood to fund a war in Central America, which I know Snowfall, it points to that. It showcases a little bit of that, I've heard. But I didn't hear enough to that. Every time I see a scene, it's just black folk at each other. It's just another, bullet in the head of somebody black from another person black and all that old BS. It's like there's nothing showing enough of who the real enemy is, who the real devil in the room is all the time, always pushing the nonsense, always trying to keep people in that chokehold. And therefore I'm like, never mind. The reason why I could appreciate some of the Godfather movies because they always show the corrupt politicians, the corrupt mayor, the corrupt police, the corrupt. Now, don't tell me it's a gangster show and it's just the people who dress fly and talk big-ish and shoot each other over some territories. No. Them ain't the real gangsters. Show me them other gangsters. Now it's a show. Now I'm seeing it for what it really ought to be. I can dig that. If you're gonna go there, go there. Don't play with it. Let's just get the truth. Choke the truth out or leave the rest. I don't need, we ain't here for the fluff. I want the truth. I want the truth. And yes, I can handle the truth. Because I wake up in it. Eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. So back to what I'm saying about with hip hop, it's like, I think this whole obsession with beef, like, people don't even realize that it's like they want it as long as nothing actually jumps off. Or they don't even mind if a few things jump off because they think it's just gonna be a couple of fades. Somebody gonna catch a couple of fades. Everybody love all this slang. I want to go back to when fade only meant a haircut. You know what I'm saying? I come from a generation where, people, they were starting to say that, at the end of my heydays, so to speak, college era probably. They probably started saying it back then, but wasn't nobody talking about no damn fade and meaning knocking somebody out. But now that's all if you say fade, people don't even think of a haircut no more. They just thinking of somebody fighting and knocking somebody out. And I'm just like, golly, boy, this is pathetic. Like, you can't even talk no more around people without everything meaning something else that's negative. You know what I mean? Or not necessarily just bluntly negative, but just somebody else's alternative agenda. Can't barely even just talk. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. And again, young folk caught up in it because that's how they talk. They want them to be hip and slang and talk to all them. They don't even. They're gonna hear me right now and just turn away immediately. What's that old man talking about? What are he talking about? Why he mad? I don't understand why he tripping. It ain't his time. Fool, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for us. You wouldn't even be here. You wouldn't even exist. And it's just and it irks us because we know where it's gonna land you, man. We know how many more Biggies, Tupacs, Nipseys. We know how many more folk gotta die over this bullish if this continues to be the way y'all call it culture. It ain't no culture. One of the greatest lyrics that Kendrick ever said. Because what I noticed, this is what I'm saying about my boy. I love Kendrick as an artist. I really do. What bothers me about him as an artist is that he's as depressed as he can, because Kendrick suffers with depression. All them tracks about Lucy and the hotel room, that joint where he broke that down, and man, that was brilliantly his way of telling you, man, I'm fighting depression. And every album, damn, the cover for damn, and the name of the album, and how the energy of the album, he's trying to, man, no matter how glammed up and famous and wonderful all the accolades are, he fights depression. Kendrick Lamar, I'm telling you, he's fighting depression. And his outlet sometimes is quote unquote the beef. But the beef don't solve the problem. It makes it worse, actually. And he's aware of that, it seems. Like, he had the lyric on this album where he's like, I feel like, I don't know if that was really towards the Drake beef or another Drake beef, but I'm pretty much sure it was. He said, you know, the album, the song, I'm trying to remember which one it is, toward the end. Golly, which track is it? I can see it in my head too. But he's breaking down, basically saying it's him versus himself. And I love when he does that. I love when he does that. That'd be that brilliant stuff. And it's funny, like I say, what the kids gonna do? All the little teenagers and 20-somethings, what y'all gonna put over your tracks? I have yet to hear anybody use that over, you know how people love to make their little videos and use the music, but ain't nobody gonna use that. That's hitting them too close to home, because they depressed and they don't know they depressed, or they fighting with themselves about the fact they depressed. They're not facing the mirror. They walking past mirrors real quick. Girls putting on their makeup and get the hell out the way because they don't want to have to look at themselves in the face for real, for real. Fellas jump out, brush their teeth, and then running from the mirror. They ain't trying to stare at that mirror too damn long. They scared, man. They scared. They scared. But that's why I like Kendrick as an artist, because he ain't scared of himself. He's constantly self-analyzing, but at the same time, he's participating in that younger mindset. It's almost like there's a 30-something-year-old who he is, and there's a forever 20-something that the fans want him to be. The ones that are younger and still, and they running from themselves and have no desire to ever look in the mirror. So they don't like that. They don't like that. He gonna still make the music, and he gonna still drop them bombs on them every now and then. He gonna still tell them where they messing up, like when they, you know, when he's talking about whacked out mirrors. Yo, he's straight up saying, yo, man, I put my heart and soul into LA. I'm from LA. Everything I do is about expressing the way I came up in LA and how things are for somebody coming from exactly where I'm coming from in Compton. And a mural gets painted in my area on a famous fast food restaurant that everybody frequents. And y'all gonna tag, somebody's gonna go and tag it up with some gang tag BS? Like, yo, I'm representing all of us, not just some of us. I'm trying to rep for the whole time. I put the whole state on my back. Not just Los Angeles, Cali on my back. But see, that's the psychological problem with it all that leads to the depression. You can't technically put it all on your back. You can't technically speak for all these knuckleheads. All you can speak for are those who really show true love, truly respect your artistry, truly respect the full spectrum of everything you try to bring to the table. Whether every part of it is, you know, understood or not, they can appreciate that you're a real artist. No, they looking at you as a personality. They ain't looking at you as an art. They don't respect art. They don't even know what art really is. They absorb it daily, but they don't really respect what art really is. Them types are the types. They will have an artist like Kendrick in the damn psych ward. Or, worst case scenario, getting violently taken out because he likes to jump into beefs. There's a part of him, that young part of him, that still wants to prove I can still throw him. But throwing them verbally nowadays don't mean, it never did, never did. You can't, it's a psychological thing. You can't go but so far saying certain things. Words are not just words. I hate when people say that. As an actor and everybody out here in the capitalist systems of the world, everybody chasing money and stuff, people quick to say, yeah, the money, 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 money. Well, guess what? You know how much actors at the highest level get paid per word? Per word? Per word. Not sentence. Per word, per grunt. You know, if the script calls you, it's in the script, you grunt. Cha-ching! Cha-ching! You know what I'm saying? Like, everything you do, every vibration from your body that creates sound waves is worth monetary gain in these societies that have been created. Especially America with its film industry and music biz. So, you know, for him to give his lifeblood, so to speak, and motherfuckers out here just take it for granted, and for him to be the legend he is, I like that he does distance himself, and he does this like Sade level disappearing act between albums. You don't know what he's doing. You don't know where he's at. You don't know what he's, I love that he does that. I wish he would just do a, like, he ain't gonna never completely just hard, even healthier to just leave, man. Just get the hell on, have a place here forever, of course, but like dip out, like dip the hell out. But maybe because of his travels, and this is me just wondering, can't speak for no other man, but I'm saying, as a fan, I wonder sometimes, like, after he traveled, he went to Africa, he went to South Africa, he toured there, he went to other countries, he's been to Europe, he's been all over the world, he had concerts all over the world. Kendrick is a legendary worldwide star. And even as that stardom only speaks to those around the globe who truly love hip-hop music. That I know from my travels. Because when you get other places, you ask about it, I was like, yeah, that Kendrick song. They'd be like, what? Wait a minute, no, man, stop playing. Biggest artist in the world. To who? It depends where you at. It depends on who your audience is. There's people in the world who love hip-hop. That's the answer to that question. If they don't love hip-hop, they're not checking for it. An artist like Kendrick is not really pop. As big as he is, he's not really pop. Michael Jackson, and ironically, Drake is pop as hell. So they know who Drake is. In Dominican Republic, when I was there, I got videos to prove it. It's all over my video. Because I do that test every time I go to a country. I ask people about the music they like. They like their indigenous music. They like bachata. They like merengue. They like salsa. And rightfully so. Afro-Latino culture. What you think? What you expect? You in their house. You gonna tell them what to play in their house? That's what they love. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? You know what I'm saying? And when you there, and find you something to enjoy. I did. I loved it. It was great music. Shout out to República Dominicana, big time. But same in Mexico. When I was in Mexico, you talk about really in their own, man, they don't know about half these American musicians that everybody here make a big deal. It really is your own little bubble. And when the bubble gets blown, it disperses into smaller bubbles that land in other countries, yes, all over the world. But when those people come out to those concerts in other places in the world, they are the bubbles there. They're the unique audience of people who appreciate American music on other levels besides what's pop. They listening to everything we listening to in general. And they love it, or they appreciate it, or they trying to figure it out. Like Japan, they for years I had a culture of every level of American or European or any kind of anybody else's music worldwide. Japanese are culture sponges. I mean, I can't wait to go to Japan and witness it for myself. But everything I've ever studied about the place and people I've met from there, they absorb culture, period. They love culture, period. They want to know enough about everything, And it's reflected in the way they create and in the sciences and stuff they've been able to build, because they'll take a tip from anybody. They're not closed off like, we only deal with this, that. No. What you got to say? You got something to teach me? I'm listening. Smart, very smart. But yeah, I think in the case of what's going on with Kendrick, that I really don't want another beef to jump off. I hate that these fans, all they want is beef. To them, that is hip hop. And I'm like, no, that's not original hip hop. That's not where hip hop came from. If you just joining me and you're like, wait a minute, huh? You got to wait to watch this at the beginning, because I broke it down. And I'm not about to reiterate it again for one or two people who hop in and hop out, but I want y'all to know what I'm talking about. So go back and watch that when this gets posted. But when I tell you that I'm serious, the original purpose of hip hop was never about beef. It was about self-awareness, knowledge of self, love, happiness, the party, man. That's what it really was about. And no, you can't. Now, as time went on, people managed to create, because of the harsh times, music that you could still dance to that was still about some really effed up stuff. And that was always in the beginning too, but it was more playful. And I'm not saying it wasn't harsh then. I mean, when Slick Rick says, in one of his stories, he's basically talking about some street prostitute type women trying to get at him, and he's dissing them in the classic that Snoop remade. You know what I mean? That's technically what the song is about. But even if you didn't know that's what it was about, you could just listen to the story, appreciate a story being told so well and vivid, and when it get to the harsh words in there, here and there, it might bother you. I'll be honest with you, sometimes I don't like hearing a lot of times, I don't like hearing the uncensored version of stuff because I done heard it so many times. I don't need one more B, one more N, one more cuss this, cuss that in my day. Like, there's only been so much I want to hear and absorb that energy, knowing it's coming from a low frequency. No matter what you tell yourself, yeah, but it's the classic, it's fun. Yeah, terms of endearment, it sounds so endearing. No, that does not sound endearing. No, it ain't nothing endearing about this. It's when it was made, it was meant to be hard. It's still hard. It's grown, it's aged well, it's considered classic for what it means to the whole lineage of all this music, but that don't mean it don't still have the effect it has if you heard it every single day and really thought about what you're hearing, or tried to play it at every time of your day. You wouldn't want to hear that at certain times of the day. You couldn't listen to some of these songs as soon as you wake up, while you're eating breakfast, after you clean up, go out the door to work, at work, in the car, coming back, picking up your kids if you got kids. If you like me, uncle duty, you still got it blasting with all the... No, hell no, the kids in the car, cut that shit off. No. I'll still listen to what I want to on some stuff from my time, but I'm gonna find something that they could never understand what the hell the song's about, and it's just got a melody. Period. That's responsible. That's how it should be. But I know some people, they so numb in the brain, man, they play anything in front of some kids. And then wonder why them kids grow up to cuss them out and say anything and don't care. And look at them like, what you mad about? You've been playing freaking, uncut, hard-ass music around them since they was toddlers. They know what was being said. At a certain age, that brain is, when they start repeating us, that's when they know for sure. Then the rest of the time, just trying to figure out what it means. But once they get it, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. You can't do nothing good with that. So I'm a big advocate of boundaries, and I think that there's a lot of people don't even talk that way no more. People act like there is no boundaries, but you're gonna find out. That's when nature gonna kick in and say, well, guess what? You may have forgot. You're just a mammal in an ecosystem, but let me show you. Let me show you that's what you are. Let me show you how expendable all of your asses are to the rest of nature if you cause enough problem to be considered a disease on the planet. Humanity got to do that work, man. You can't never give up on working on your mental health. It is not optional. It's mandatory. It's your very existence. Not just with other human beings, but with the rest of everything else around you. All my people who cut grass in the summertime in areas where the grass get high, or if you let it get high, like in the South, you know for a fact, if you ever had a push mower, I stress the push mower because the riding mower, you don't get the effect. A little bit of it, but you don't get the full effect. But if you got that push mower, you out there with your feet behind this thing, mowing through a miniature jungle with all kind of microorganisms. I mean, you got spiders, ants, little things. I mean, all kinds of stuff, just living up in the ticks, whatever, right? Soon as that blade hit that grass, man, everybody who can fly, flies up. Everybody who can bite starts running. And where do most of them, depending on their instinctual nature, go? Straight at your ass. All of them go straight at you. That to me is a metaphor for how, you're doing what you got to do for your land and what you want to, how you can even walk on and all that, right? If you got grass, right? But the moral of what I'm getting at, the symbolism of what I'm getting at is, you're disturbing something that, like, once you let it get wild again back to what it really is, it don't want to be messed with. It's like everybody want to defend their home. So Earth itself allowing humanity to be what it always was, a part of the rest. All of our foolishness, all of our, and that attitude amongst each other about damn near everything, and then you see it translate into other things, scientifically, business, politics, yeah, all of that right there. Yo, the rest of nature, including us against each other, gonna start flying up in each other's face. It's gonna get at you at some point, man. It's gonna be like, you gotta go. You messing up what need to be. We supposed to be here. You the visitor. I don't like this. Everything gonna be. I'm telling you, it's a systematic way of things. It's just a natural way of things. So that was way too deep for most people. They're gonna be completely lost. They ain't gonna never get what I just said. But that's okay. I don't speak for everybody. I speak for those who are here for the higher levels to go. Those are the only people gonna subscribe. Those are the only people who are gonna return. Those are the only people who watch my content. They're the only ones that matter. That's the only ones that matter. That's the only ones I'm even reaching for. Because I'm speaking to the whole world, and that's a lot of people. That's a lot of options. That's a lot of options. So what's up, world? So yeah, I really think a lot of people with this whole beef obsession, like, there's nothing to gain from seeing Lil Wayne and Kendrick get into a beef. There's nothing to gain there. Matter of fact, I think it'll be quite boring. Because I think, first of all, they're friends. That's the first part. So then it's like you're gonna be fishing for stuff to say about each other. It's like it's gonna turn into a joning match. If you're not from the South, you don't know the phrase. That's playing the dozens, or talking about somebody, roasting them, but in a very harsh way. Ain't nothing cute about it. And I'm saying, what's the benefit of a battle like that? If I say that for any rappers at this stage in history, I really think battle rhyming at this stage in hip hop history almost needs to just die. I know it's so far gone with it being about battle, it'll never die now. It's like that's so it's like battling it needs to be a whole nother category or something, because it's like it's the result of all the downtroddenness and depression and people with less, and they say they just hungry. I'm hungry. Yeah, I know. Everybody's so hungry. But some of these fools got what you didn't, in your hometown. But you understand business, you in the same industry that man's in. Why would you allow them, the industry or fans, to turn y'all against each other as friends? I just think it's all dumb at this point. And it's counterproductive to the level of legends they could be on other levels. I think at a certain point, every rap, you know what? Here we go. Man, I always said I was gonna make this into an official video whenever I broke this down, but I'm just in the zone, so I'm a flow. I'm freestyling, I'm gonna give you a hypothetical life of a rapper and what it typically is and what I think it needs to be going into 2025. And I'm gonna base this on the archetype of someone like a Kendrick Lamar. Cause I can't go low. I gotta stay high, and he's on the high. He's on the high frequency. So if a rapper I didn't say him, I'm saying just think of everything you know him to be, if you really know the artist. Because a lot of people, that's nothing. People nitpick certain tracks and they don't really even delve into the full spectrum of what an artist is. There's people who don't even know about how, I always go back to High Powered. Like, how many people know about that track that Kendrick made? And made that before Mad City. Good Kid, Mad City. I mean, like, so many people don't even know what that is. Never heard that track. And every time I say it, I ain't gonna go listen to it. Cause it's, wait a minute. You mean he did some underground stuff that was, but they don't wanna know. They don't wanna know. Oh, I just wanna stay in the mainstream. I wanna stay in the top 5 tracks that everybody loops on their little story videos. And it's always got the, we wanna get drunk. So, dive into in a pool full of liquor. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Don't kill my vibe. They want that. Because they want to call somebody a B, in their own little way. Out of context, whatever. You know, the girls want to put on their makeup and their lashes and their hair and you know, all of that stuff. They want to do that to that. They don't want to deal with the scientific, the political, the studying oneself, the introspective Kendrick. They don't want to deal with that, man. Oh boy, damn, there he go again, making me look at myself. Yeah, fool, look at yourself. Break yourself, fool. Break yourself. Mentally, break yourself. Heal. Get into your dumbass mind and realize how much about you is off. That's what he's doing. That's what he's sharing. That's what he's trying to wake all us up. Say, you can do it too. But instead, you know, but he's smart. And the people around him are smart too. I'm assuming there's people in his ear with that too. But they making decisions at the last and whatever ends up on the album. Can you imagine how many other tracks you ain't even heard with Kendrick, where he ain't saying all that, the ratchet side, or, you know, speaking to the so-called street, so to speak, where everything got to sound rough and everything got to have extra cussing and I've got to do it. No, where he's just brilliant. Like when he was on Saturday Night Live, which I think was one of the greatest widespread public appearances and performances he ever did. He did not say, even though you can get away with doing that on mainstream television, that performance was epic to me because he did not say the word "in." He did not drop the N-bomb. The whole performance. I said, oh, he making a point. I love it. Like, no, we're gonna do it clean. I know I could do it another way, but we're gonna do it this way. He could have, I'm sure they told him, well, there's a limit on how many times you can say it. Let's say there's 10 times and he got 12 of them in the song. He said, how about we gonna do none of them? I was like, man, that was powerful. A lot of people, you know, if they saw it at home, they rapping along and they still were dropping the word in there because that's where it would go, right? They didn't even notice. They probably didn't even notice. But go back and look at that. Look at that SNL performance. Last and only time I think he was ever on there. Amazing. But yeah, so a lot of people, they don't want no kind of challenge to their stupidity. They just want reinforcement to the nonsense. So like I said, imagine somebody, an archetype of someone like a Kendrick. And I'm gonna give you my formula for what I think ought to be happening going into 2025 with any young artist like that. Let's say from 25 up, he's in his 30s. But if you have that kind of influence and power, and yeah, you had a couple of beefs like what happened with the Drake thing. After one as big as the Drake thing, because it couldn't get no bigger, quite frankly, let's get back to the real numbers, not the opinions. It ain't about, well, I like this, but I don't give a damn what you like. I'm talking about numbers in the world. Like the person's catalog or not, Drake is so big of a pop star. He's like the Michael Jackson of rap in the world. That's just a fact. It got nothing to do with his personal, whatever he about and whatever he not about and what ain't good and what ain't and what, none about that. I'm just talking about the real numbers and how he's really looked at on the scoreboard of the business, okay? You don't get no bigger, but this is, you know, giant Kendrick took him out, right? So imagine being somebody like that. Like I said, we're gonna just build off of that and use it as an archetype. So you got an artist like that. I had not realized until this new album, GNX, came out, that him and his good friend from TDE, the co-founder of TDE, okay, I think the brother's name, as I remember, was Dave. Him and Dave started their own company, PG Lang. PG Lang is its own entity now. And the two owners are K. Dot himself and the former co-owner of TDE. Top Dog, of course, still runs TDE. That's his company, Top Dog Entertainment, TDE. And shout out to TDE for being a company where, he allowed that to happen and there's no beef, there's love. He showed up in the They Not Like Us video. And that deal, to my understanding, had already happened or was in transition of Kendrick owning his own company, right? So when you get to the point where you're running a company, for real, not just you're a boss type energy where people respect your catalog as an artist. Now you're going to be controlling other people. You're going to be helping other artists to do exactly what TDE did with you. You're going to be fostering new careers, new opportunities, and it's going to go beyond generations too. Because now you're going to be hiring people at every age, every stage of life. And that's a huge responsibility. It's not something you take for granted. It's not something that if you were living in the shoes of an archetype, of a Kendrick type energy. And there's others like this. There's other people out here doing this kind of stuff right now. To go off of rappers for a minute and speak of another great one to acknowledge for the moment. Cat Williams just bought land doing the same thing that Tyler Perry did in Atlanta, bought a former Army base in Alabama, and is turning it into a film studio. That's humongous. Cat Williams is going to own his own movie studio, akin to what you've seen happening here in Atlanta with Tyler Perry. And as somebody in the business who works behind the scenes, in front of the camera and behind the camera, and recently was on a show within the last few months at Tyler Perry Studios, I can tell you from walking in that space, until you've been in an element like that, you don't understand how powerful that truly is. You don't understand how many lives that truly affects. You don't understand how many families are going home with checks, happy about Christmas no matter how things are going in society because they good. You don't know how many kids ain't got to worry about ever being homeless if their parents can keep their jobs. From the catering, craft services, locations, hair and makeup, custodial, just anybody, the land keepers, the landscaping division, everybody. It is a huge opportunity. And it's a huge ability to make the differences, the actual differences that people always are talking about when black folk get online and anybody gets online, talking about what we wish we had and what we want more of and our representation. And so therefore, yes, you're an artist, you do your music, you're known for a certain type of thing, you got famous for a certain type of thing, but you're big enough in that level type that at any time in your career, if you want to switch the tune, you can. And believe me, if you lose some, it'll be to your benefit to let go of the trash. If there's people who will be like, hey, I don't like him no more, man. He ain't doing enough street stuff. He ain't got into no fades. He ain't catching rappers' fades. He ain't laying them out like he used to. I don't really like that no more, man. I want him to go back to where he was fighting wax and then almost getting shot at clubs. He can't go out no more without extra security because people take that stuff on the wax and they want to really kill you in real life. Has anybody forgotten that, yes, there were actual incidents that came from this Drake, and there's still incidents, there's still concerts being canceled in Los Angeles where Drake's people can't even perform in LA or in the state of California no more because of this beef, and he can't go to Canada no more because of this beef. That's ridiculous, man. That's the part of it. That's the part of it that irks me. That's the part of it that no matter how creative the lyric is or how smooth and slick and cool it all sounds in a moment, and I'm not taking away the artistry. That artistry is artistry. I'm an artist, I get it. But the problem is, as an actor, there's a difference in when we do what we do. And everybody knows and respects and understands, man, he's playing a role right now. If he acting like a straight psychopath, this is, there's maybe one thing I can guarantee you about any artist that is a truly good actor. You ever see us play a character and we play it well? There's a part of us that can be that. We tapped in. We tapped into a part of ourselves to pull that character out. So don't ever think that it ain't possible to be anything that you see a person play well, but that don't mean that that's who they are, no. So that's my point. But when rappers do it, rappers are something for years, and this was not always the case either. When I was talking about the original origin of hip hop music, just the music, how it was all about the party first. It was not about beef in the beginning. There were rap ciphers and competition, but even when there was competition, it was not it was not violent. It was violent in a different way. Like what was happening on the street really was just in the streets. What happened in the streets really didn't get brought to wax as much. And you can hear it in the history of hip hop. You go back and look at any documentary and people talk about NWA and stuff. They say the reason why NWA could blow up is because they were pushed out at a time when the crack was being pushed in, and they reflected the harsh situations that were a result of all of that. So if people were living with the reality of that, they related to it. So there was already a built-in audience. But that don't mean everybody was participant in that, and everybody was cool with that. And everybody wasn't on crack. Everybody wasn't trying to. And contrary to popular belief, because I mean, yes, there was a huge percentage in a lot of communities. The fallout was nuclear. You know what I mean? It was like a bomb. But everybody was not on this stuff. Everybody was not participating, even for those who lived in those environments. And that's what I hate about what happens over time with history is people can push any narrative they want enough to where at a certain breaking point, people just like, oh yeah, that's how it was. Everybody was in there. Everybody. No, goddamn, no. That's like as stupid and ignorant as trying to say in the 1970s, every year that was from 70 to 79, every single black person that had hair had an afro. No, that was a specific period and a concentration of certain years. And especially if you're talking about the real big, first of all, everybody's hair couldn't even grow like that. Second of all, for those who, even if they tried to blow it out with a blowout comb, not everybody's hair could do it. That's number one. Number two, there was women who were still wearing wigs and everything. There was folks still pressing and straightening of all kind of sorts. All of that was still going on. Some people had a bald head. Isaac Hayes, damn it. I love to talk about that because when I'm doing roles and they say it's based in the 70s and stuff, and they're like, everybody needs to grow their hair. What you talking about? Everybody didn't have their hair back then. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, y'all. It's ridiculous. But that's what happens. You keep pushing a certain narrative. So back to my point about these legends and where they're at now, when you got folk buying studios, creating brands like with Kendrick's company, with PG Lane, him and his partner, the Cat, they about to do this thing major. They talking about movies. Music is one thing, but I'm gonna tell you a quote that, and I'm gonna put this in a video at some point. I'm gonna edit this all together for you. Everybody got to get it in different dosages. This over here, this is 1,000 milligrams. I put it in a video for the 50 milligrams, the ones who can't take it. Give them something for 10 minutes because they ain't got the attention span. As I've been doing this live, I done probably got like 50 people come in here, and most of them, they glance, they try to gather what I'm talking about, and as soon as too many words are being pronounced correctly, and it sounds like I got a heavier point to make, they dip, they scared, they jumping out. Every time they jump in, they jump out because they can't handle heavier topics. People are used to 10-second, let me get a little quick fix and that's it. That's all they want. They don't want to think. They don't really want to think, and it's pathetic. It's making everybody dumb as hell. Dumb, just straight dumb because they ain't thinking. So with what's about to happen, Cube made a statement in this interview he just did, Funky Fridays, Cam Newton's podcast. Shout out to Cam. I like that podcast. He's had a lot of great interviews, and he's done them well. But Ice Cube is on there, of course, promoting his new album and everything else he got going on. And they talking about the biz and what it is. And Cube at one point said, he said, man, and this is paraphrasing, this isn't the exact quote, but in so many words, he said, movies are the ultimate canvas for an artist to paint on. Because movies I got everything in it that any artist could ever. It's gonna have the biggest impact of a canvas an artist can leave for everybody to see forever. I said, yes. Cube gets it. That's why he's been so successful. He said in that interview, he said John Singleton made him who he is. I said, man, he dropping all the bombs in this one. And Cube is a great interview participant as a guest. He always says something in each interview you haven't heard in another one or in a different way. He makes sure, and I try to do that too when I interview. Like when I've interviewed or when I've been interviewed, it's very important because like, yo, people just feel, oh man, I already heard him say all that same shit. Nobody gonna watch it. But if you drop something in there they ain't heard, but they be like, oh, wait a minute, he said this in this interview. Oh man, I ain't hear that. Where is that? Now it's come on, it's a win-win for everybody. You as a guest and everybody who gonna watch it for the channel. So anyway, he also was talking about, when he said what he said about movies, he's talking about John Singleton said he made him. And it's true, he was like, that role, Doughboy, he saw a bigger star in me than I saw in myself, Cube said. He's like, John Singleton saw in me what I didn't see in myself. I just thought, yeah, I'm a rapper, man. I'm just gonna rap, that's gonna be it. That's my life. He's like, no. You got a real some kind of personality. We better make you a freaking star. Straight up. Straight up. Like, for real. Like, hell yeah. Let's go. And he said that when he had not really traveled, and he went to France to the Cannes Festival, and he saw all these stars. He said Eddie Murphy was there and other people he had never met, and he was blown away. Just he realized how that other world is, how it really works. And this is what I'm always telling my people here, for the ones who really paying attention to the purpose of ONYXCON. And when I keep stressing, yes, I'm in the film business, because I myself, I've learned, I said, man, no other art form incorporates all the arts like film does. Film brings it all together, all the senses, sight, sound, smell, to everything. Like you watch a movie, you don't smell it, but guess what we do? You on set, I've been on sets where they needed a smell for you to, or the environment they picked when they did locations. They want you to be like, yo, you walking into a nasty mildew field. Like, yo, it really is mildew in this motherfucker. Like, sometimes there's, that's not always the best in how they handle that stuff for health reasons. But I will say, for setting a tone sometimes that you want people to react a certain way that can't be faked on film, and you want that reaction in the actors' faces and energy, you create environments. And then visually, the whole thing is visual. So the whole set itself, whatever the location is, the built set, whatever, all of that is extremely important. Then you add in the part of, food. Come on. You got to be eating all day on set. You're going 12 to 14, sometimes overnight schedules, and you got to keep the engines running. So you constantly snacking. Because you're walking a lot, you're talking a lot. I mean, if you're doing what I do on set, as a PA or as an actor, even when I got to wait for a scene, I don't just sit down. I walk around, talk to people. I will sit, but I try to be motivated and networking and whatnot. So I'm saying it's a whole thing. And then, the camera itself, all of the technical aspect, the editing, oh my God, talk about the art. The editing is everything. You shoot two movies when you shoot a movie. You shoot the one you shot when you was on set, and you shoot the one that you gonna make after the edits. Man, such a process. Such a process. Storyboard, you gonna draw it out. You're gonna visualize it, drawn, painted, before you even get it on the camera. Even if you're doing it digitally, that's the process. So it incorporates all the art. So when I see an artist of the caliber of a Kendrick and what he's able to do right now with this company, I just want him to fall back off of all this beef bullshit and focus on the true king of arts he is right now. You're now a king of arts, my brother. You're not just some street rapper. You never were. You're so much bigger than that. And the hell with the fans who only want you to, because they only comfortable with you being just that. They're not comfortable with, man, you about to be making movies and everything. That's why they whacking out murals and shit. They jealous of real artists. They jealous of what they'll never do in their pathetic, peonic lives. Them scrub ass human scrapple motherfuckers, they'll never do what a Kendrick will do. And they jealous. And they gonna always be jealous. Leave them there. Give them a movie to watch. Maybe their kids will wake up. That's all you can do. You can't worry about everybody. You can't be everything to everybody. You can't be concerned with their opinion. You're big enough to not give a damn no more. One of his greatest lyrics that I love so much is when he was talking about, and I know what he was talking about. He was more than likely talking about somebody he knew got killed back in LA. He was on the road. Matter of fact, it's in the lyric. It's pretty obvious. Somebody got killed on some gang BS. And he was pissed off about it because he's like, man, I'm up here repping this gang culture in a way of like, not the kill element of it, but the fraternal element, like my bros and we all we got, and I understood where he's coming from on it. But when one of your people get killed over that bullshit, man, it'd be like all bets off, man. Y'all just don't want to know. All y'all want is the kill. All y'all want is the ugly. Y'all don't ever want this to come together, do you? You don't ever want to be a real community, a real neighborhood. No. And when his friend, whoever that was, got killed, and he said on the last album, on the Big Stepper joint, he said in so many words, I don't remember the exact lyric, but when he dropped the joint, he said, you know, he's like, hurt people, fuck calling it culture. I think that is the exact lyric. And that's a fact. That lyric was so, that was a beast. I don't hear nobody quoting that one, though. Everybody love to quote the, you know, the diss-ish. The stuff that leads to some more folk getting, man, I can't believe he said that about me. Or the boys, hey, man, chill, man. Don't be doing nothing on my behalf. No, F that. He got to pay for that. And then somebody run out and somebody getting shot in front of somebody's mansion in L.A. Somebody getting shot in somebody's house in Toronto or Vancouver. Man, what the hell are you, what? Like, that's all they want to quote. They don't want to quote that. Hurt people. I'm calling it culture. Again, you done held a mirror to the face. They man, running from mirrors their whole life. To go back to Power, the other thing that made Power such a great show, mirrors. Mirrors. The set itself is a character. And all throughout that show, but especially in Ghost Apartment, with him and his would-be divorced wife, they had all these mirrors. It was a beautiful apartment, penthouse apartment, but they had all these mirrors, and it would always constantly show him on purpose. That's directed energy. That's a scene the director knew would say something to the viewers who really understand art. You walking past that mirror, and he would always be frowning. He might be in the best mood. Oh man, we just sold this. I just got a new something legit, but it's been paid for by the drug money. And he's feeling real good about it. And he's, no, baby, check this out. I just got this deal, and Tommy's coming by later. We're gonna do some more business, but we got this thing, and it's about to be blowing up. It's gonna be really good. Oh, that's great, baby. Oh yeah, you know, kissy. Well, I know I'm gonna be feeling you later tonight. You know, set up the sex scene, all that. Yeah, baby. Then he walked past a mirror, and he'd stop, and every time he would go, like, who the fuck are you? I'm you, mommy. That's you looking at yourself saying, damn, that's an evil son of a boy. He living large, but boy, you know what you did. I still know what you did last summer. Hell, last night. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of show that was, man. That's what made that such great storytelling. It was introspective. It was getting at the real deal. Story could have been about anything, and it didn't have to be about dope dealers. It could have been about all kind of people in different types of lives. But if you had similar elements of corrupt, messed up stuff people can do, and them having to face themselves, come on. Let's go deeper or nothing at all, man. That's all I like. I love that deep shit. Love it. So I'm saying Kendrick is too much of a whale at this point. And I feel like he ain't playing in the kiddie pool, but let's say the whale can fit into a damn netted off area of a beach resort. It's like, dude, you're meant to go across the ocean for miles. Break out that damn net. Let all them little goofies on the shore be throwing up sets and talking ish about you. Who cares what they think, man? Because some of them will be throwing up the set on your back, happy to be there for the ride because they respect it. We're going to get to a place where we don't have to do this no more. It doesn't even matter. None of that energy even matters where we going. There's places in the world where it literally just fades off. Like, don't nobody care about that here. You know, they got their own problems, and they're not trying to have another virus, so don't even bring that here. Like, none of that matters here, man. We can really be in film festivals and doing all types of stuff, traveling all the time, whining and dining at the highest of levels, building the true building blocks of what folks say they want. They say they want generational wealth, but they're doing everything to get in their own way by creating sub-level mentality, low frequency mentality shish that will always come back to haunt you when you finally reach where you say you're trying to go. Because if you stack too much of that underneath you as the foundation of that home, and then the worst part is you start believing that's why you got a Pulitzer Prize. Nobody give you a Pulitzer Prize because of no gang lyrics, because of no, yeah, they'll sip a little bit of that, or they'll smell that and say, oh, he comes from some harsh stuff. Oh, but I hear something else. What else is he saying? He's reaching out for help. He's reaching out on behalf of others who need help. Man, this kid is deep. Wait a minute, what else is he saying? That's why you got a Pulitzer Prize, man. It ain't because of no hood in Compton. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Not the hood, but the neighborhood, yes. You got it because of the neighborhood. You didn't get it because of the hood. You didn't get it because of all that energy. You didn't get it because, what's that? Peekaboo. Said something, said what? Peekaboo. The song is a jam, but is it really? At the place you at, man, you don't need to be peekabooing. It don't matter what a fool say about you, man. It don't matter about none of this no more. None of that energy matters anymore. It's time to step into your grace. You on a whole nother level of life. And I want to see you get it healthily, survive it, thrive in it, live it, love it. Just, yes. I have spoken.